If someone were to flip a car, what are some of the red flags to look out for?
Okay, so you are now asking a junkie how to stay off drugs. Okay. I don't know the answer to that question because every red flag is a green flag for me. I looked at this car that was, this P1 that was underwater, and I was like, hey, we should do this. So, for most people, I think you want to stay away from things that were, a saltwater flood, major fire, because that would introduce a lot of changing of the actual metal of the car. You can't get that back no matter how much body work you do on the top of it. Then you have electrical issues, which is wiring. It all depends on the amount of skill that you have and the amount of project that you want. So let's say if we're talking about like a Nissan Altima and you want to rebuild it, probably not worth it to get like the worst salvage one imaginable. But if it's like a one of one, Aston Martin Valkyrie and it's had some crazy damage, like maybe take that on if you can, because this is like worth saving. So it all depends on the project. But like if you wanted to flip a car, I mean, honestly, the best type of flip that you could do is get a car that's slightly neglected and slightly dirty, and then all you have to do is clean it up, do a nice, oil change or service, and then just market it properly. Get some good pictures, put it on Bring a Trailer or Cars and Bids or even Facebook Marketplace, and then you'll make a killing.
What's your least favorite car? Something you'd never own?
That's a good question because I don't think there is a car that I would. I've owned a lot of really crazy cars, like crappy cars. I think the only one I'd never own would be something like really boring. Something, I don't know, like
PT Cruiser.
I would absolutely own a PT Cruiser.
Prius.
A PT Cruiser, because a PT Cruiser has personality. It's ugly. It's striking. People look at
Just
it.
because it has personality doesn't mean it's a good one.
No, it doesn't mean it's a good one, but it's like, it's cool. Just because a person is an asshole, you can still have a fun conversation talking to them once in a while. Like it people have an opinion about that car, which is fine. The cars that I wouldn't get are are cars that people don't have really opinions on.
First gen Prius.
I like a first gen Prius.
Second gen Prius.
So Tommy has, I think Tommy has, my cameraman has a first gen Prius, and he's like, oh, I hate this car, and it's it's just an old Prius. But I'm like, I actually like the engineering. I like that when you drive, it has like a little CVT and it has a Synergy drive, and you can drive on electric power and then charges the battery. Like I like all that stuff. That's really, really cool to me.
2010 Honda Pilot.
That's not, so my dad almost bought one of those. And it's not a bad car. I think it's 3.5 V6. And
Personality?
They're okay. They're all right. They're mall crawlers. They're not terrible off-road. But they're, again, if this is a car that was like passed down through your parents or grandparents or whatever, and it's like, hey, I got the Pilot, and then, you could take all your friends to the beach or something, that's a cool car. So, I mean, I don't think there's a car that I wouldn't buy, but like, maybe not for the channel. I don't think anybody would care about a Honda Pilot build. But, just for me, if I was like gifted a car, I would never be like, oh, I'm too good for that, because I'm not.